What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on this episode of Smooth Ramblings. I am joined by an old friend, Coastal Minority, where we'll talk about Apex Legends and Fortnite. And in this particular episode, we do live up to the rambling portion of Smooth Ramblings, and we'll talk about anything from shooters to golf games to men's facial hair standards, but also we will get into Apex Legends and Fortnite. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. What is up, everybody? Holliwood Cole's back again for another Smooth Ramblings here with a new, very special guest, Coastal Minority. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Glad you could be on the show, man. I've been thinking about having you on the show for a long time, and I'm glad I called you, and I'm glad that you're willing to come on here and cut up with us a little bit.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. I've been listening to you guys for a while. I've known Holliwood Cole for a long time. Personally, you know, and we've met past online several times in several years on several different games.
So what was our first game to really, we played, we played Gran Turismo, or Grand Theft Auto 5 a lot. I know that. And then we played Call of Duty.
we played Modern Warfare 2 and the first Black Ops for sure. I want to, and then a lot of Minecraft, but I want to say that Call of Duty was definitely first. Now, I never played.
I'm thinking about something you said one time on there, man. He just was me and Drew. We have Drew. If you say Drew, we're talking about Revelation 6:17, and he always would play. He's really good at these shooter games and stuff like that. And it was me and him and you playing on and I don't remember the guy's name that we were playing Call of Duty, but you said something like, "Man, y'all must have pissed Ghost Tech off because he's just going ham on mine," or something like that.
I don't. Who was that?
I can't even say it. It was just hilarious. That's the funniest thing, man. Because
I wonder who it was. I don't know, man. We had because let's be real. Okay, with my background, I'm not a competitive gamer. I'm a competitive person, but I mean, I just like to hang out with folks and do stupid things. So I know for a fact that if Revelation on a scale to 1,000 on a level of shooters, he's 1,000. I mean, if y'all don't know him from his old Halo glory days, we can talk about that in a second. But I'm definitely like a 25 on his on his
out of 1,000.
Out of 1,000. Wow. I just if we played gun game, I mean, I love throwing tomahawks in people's heads. I mean, I really enjoyed that part. We had a good time. If you want, if I'm on your squad, it's because you love me personally, not as a gamer. And that's it, because I dang sure am not the best at that. Now look,
You're
if you can ask my brothers,
I don't remember you being bad at those games.
No, I'm not bad. I'm just not like on Revelations level, but that's different.
Not a lot of people are on Revelations level.
I mean, they always say, like in golf or in life, you need to surround yourself with better people to make you a better person in whatever you're doing, whether it be gaming, whether it be golf, whether it be, whatever you consider successes in life. Well, I try to surround myself with him on shooter games, but it ain't wore off on me. I mean, I'm decent. I'm okay, but I'm nothing. Now, if we're talking about Guitar Hero or Tiger Woods, that's different. But if Revelation listens to this Tiger Woods, don't let him listen to this podcast, because he will beat me at Tiger Woods too. But that's for later. But anyway.
Did y'all play a lot? Did y'all just play online, or did y'all used to be You didn't go to EC or anything with him, did you?
Oh yeah, I was there.
You did? Okay, that's what I figured.
So I remember one time, and man, you got to get him on here one day. So we did. I was talking mad smack. I mean, that's all I do. I talk smack because I know half the time I can't back it up. I just want to get people riled up so they come play. And
strategy.
Me and another guy from Forest had a dorm room, and I texted Drew. I said, man, you don't want these problems. You don't want these problems in Tiger Woods. He said, okay, whatever. So he came over there, and I had an Xbox. This is the big controller Xbox, you know what I mean, like the original.
yeah, the old school.
And then he was a PlayStation guy at the time. I didn't convert to I had a PlayStation 2, but I skipped PlayStation 3 and went to PlayStation 4. But I always had Xboxes, so he come in there and said, "Man, I don't know how to play this controller." And it was probably Tiger Woods 04, Tiger Woods 05, something like that. And he had this controller sideways in between his legs so he could do the spin. So he could do the spin bug. And he just demolished me. And I pride myself on my Tiger Woods skills because I living with Brandon with BL before this was after, so cancel that thought. But I thought, this was before people played online a lot. Now, we were just getting into Halo. The time that we were at college, this was LAN. We had Ethernets through the dorm rooms from room to room. That's how we were playing. We'd have Halo
LANs.
And Need for Speed and all that stuff. So I'm thinking, man, Tiger Woods, I ain't never played nobody. I know Drew was good at different things, but we've played Halo a lot, and obviously that's another story, but Tiger, I thought I had him. I really did. And he put me, he kept me grounded. So
we did play Tiger Woods. Was it 2012? All of us.
The Masters.
You and
Chris.
Dead Aim Colt. No, Zach. Dead Aim Colt 45. I don't guess you played with him. Me and him and Drew always played. The Masters.
But, I was in y'all's country club. I think I come on the tail end.
That was 13. Yeah, that was 13.
I come on that one. I didn't come on the previous one. I came on the other one. This is when I moved down, I think, to the coast, and I actually had decent internet. Hollywood's in Florida, and coastal minority. I used to be on the coast. That's where my name's from. But now I'm in Mississippi. If you can't tell by my accent, but my internet is straight doo doo. So, I mean, now I have to come. I have an office here in town. I can use it when I need to play or download stuff. But that's when we got into playing golf, and we always did good. I mean,
Rev doesn't miss a single putt, dude. And I was like, how are you not missing a putt in anything? Because he does, that's what it reminded me of. He hits that controller and he sets it down in his lap and like braces it, and he just has his head. He's like pinching it from the top like that,
like a claw.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, how do you? I can't take that amount of time and delicacy with the game. I won't have fun with it,
Yeah, I know. It's a casual game.
If you don't birdie a hole, then you've lost to Rev.
Now I must say, the golf club me and you and him played, that was different. I think we all did bad at
that's
first.
We can't figure the game's not. Anyway, that's a whole nother. We need to do one on golf club. Because that's, I'm glad that somebody's out there doing a game that's competing against the Tiger Woods, ex-Tiger Woods EA franchises. But I can't figure that out. It's just not consistent. I know unless you're watching, you're going to say, well, the wind, if you played that game, the wind or the slopes or a million things. I mean, but you'll have a shot that it'll be, let's just say 200 yards and you got a 200-yard club. Or no, just say this. The hole is 170 yards away, so you got a club. Let's just say it's your 200-yard club, and it'll tell you it goes 200 yards, but you'll hit it anywhere from 50% to 100%, and you can't control it.
No, so you have random. You have to.
If you hit it 100%, it's over. If you hit it, 50, it's going to be short.
You can always account your wind and your elevation, but if you got a big gap like that, you either need to take your chance. I mean, you're just going to have to punch it up there or figure out. And what I like about the golf club, because and we'll get into battle royales later, but what I like about the golf club is it's truly as close to a sim of golf as you can get, unless you're on PC. If you're with a casual gamer that's just on console, a golf club is you don't have any power-ups, you don't have any spins, you don't upgrade your character, and now they're just now getting, and this is I haven't played the Golf Cup 2019. That's their third installment from that developer. The first one was good. The second one, I mean, they haven't really changed anything. The only thing they're adding now is licensing the PGA. They've licensed a little bit with them. They haven't done it full bore. I don't know what EA's plans are. They're kind of in a gap, but I've noticed they've done a gap. I think in certain games, and we'll get into that too, they've done year gaps on certain things, and I know Tiger's contract was up in 2013 for EA. He had that thing forever, and then he and then the Rory one come out, which was very comical. There was such a cheat code on that. I don't know if you knew this. So if you're on Rory McIlroy, I forgot. I guess that was 2014 when
13 had.
It was 15. It was 14 or 15 when the Rory one come out. So if you were coming to approach shot, it'll show your line. If you aim that thing right in the cup, it would go in every time from 100 yards in. So like if I played online with my friends and they didn't know that, I would absolutely demolish them because I found it on YouTube. Now that's not a good way to always play it because you got a timer, but you can't.
That's funny.
Do that all the time. But yeah, Tiger Woods, I was noticing the other day. So I've got, at my house, I have my PlayStation 4 hooked up on one side. On the same desk, I have another older TV, and we've got a 64 and a PlayStation 2. So there's a used game store near me. Well, it's in Brandon, Game Exchange. And Next time I come up there, I'm going there because next time I come to Mississippi, I'm going there. I've just heard that before. I just want to see what their prices are. See if they know what they're doing. I'll tell you something. I'll go with you. Obviously the good stuff's in the case, but I got Tiger Woods 02 for $3. I got Tiger Woods.
Is that in Nintendo 6? What is that? The PlayStation 2 then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it was a PlayStation game, and I played it on PlayStation 2. And then I got like Tiger Woods 05. Totally different games.
Oh, 05 is awesome. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's when it starts. It's got, like Outkast playing when you first start, and you got all the things and the Tiger pumps and all those dances. And for a while, those were just such the glory days of a golf game because, you had a few on 64. You had Mario Golf, which was awesome, but that was a 3-click swing. Yeah. And then you got into, and I don't know if you'll ever get Huff 2188 on here, 2388, whatever his number is. But listen, Ian came up, this was a few months ago, we came up for something anyway, we had family come up, and I had 02 at Miss Vicky's house, and I said, man, let's go. And you look, me and Ian get up, we'd hit it on a thing, we'd hit it in the fairway, and Chris, for the entire round until the last maybe 5 holes, every time he drove off the tee box, it went about 3 yards to the right on the tee box every time. It was the greatest, funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because he's good at games too. He's good at Tiger.
So what do you mean it went 3 yards to the right of the tee box? It barely trickled off?
It would barely trickle off.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if
he couldn't hit it.
He couldn't
his
figure
controller's
out.
Messed up.
No, he's like, this controller's bumped. We all use the same controller. So.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. So anyway, we're gonna probably get to rambling on about a few things here, which is good. It's what we want, but. The meat and potatoes of this podcast is going to be the new Apex Legends that's out, and which is inevitably going to roll into Fortnite. Speaking about Fortnite, so I've tried both of these games, man, and I just couldn't get into Fortnite, and I couldn't get into Apex. So you kept asking about playing Apex and all this, and I played it, and something was wrong with my PlayStation. Like it was like jittery, like it would, every 3-4 seconds it would stop and kind of he'd reset, he'd just jump to another place or whatever, and I'd run around and on the game and finally run into somebody, and then it would just be like, just stalled out and teleporting all over the place because of lag. And so I actually posted on Twitter, like, is anybody else getting some jitter with this game? And somebody answered me. It's actually one of the developers for some game. I have to look it up, but let me see here who this was that answered me, because he had the solution. His name is Greg Moody. And his profile, why are they going to ask me all this crap about updating email? That's never asked me until I have to do it live.
Of course.
So he's a senior technical artist, programming Saints Row, Red Faction. But he actually answered me, and we got a rap going about what's wrong. So if you're having this problem, I mean, this is the solution, but you have to. He said he's going to try deleting the game, so you have to delete the game and then reboot the PlayStation in safe mode. What that does is going to rebuild the database for you, and then reinstall the game. And that's what he did. He said it looks like it's working good, and I hadn't done that yet, but I'm going to have to do it to really kind of get into it if I decide to do that. Because man, the same kind of thing with Fortnite, but Apex. I was watching a guy last night playing it. He's a guy that we used to run with in Destiny. My name is Mud.
Okay.
And he's from Mississippi. He's one of the Mississippi boys. I don't know him in real life, but I talked to him a few times. But I've never met him. I said I know him in real life, but I hadn't met him. And so he does streams with Apex Legends. And so I'm watching him. And man, you're talking about, and he's a good player at it. And he got a few kills, but you're watching for 10 minutes gathering gear and crap, before he even gets into the action. What if you suck at it and you get killed after 10 minutes? It's just you know what I'm saying? You just wasted time.
Well, I've played it. I did not have those issues that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just.
It's my database, probably.
It would suck to delete and re-download a 25 gig game.
Yeah, but it's unplayable. So.
But of course, if you live where civilization is at, like Florida, then it don't matter. To me, it's like I got to get it when I can get it. Well, this is what I've observed. I'm not good at Apex yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not cross-platform yet, and I wrote that down because I want to talk about that. No, I didn't know that. It may be, but I don't think it is. So I played it for a few hours today, and I played it for about an hour the other day, and I got some kills. And the thing that I think I don't know if it's a learning curve. It's a shooter. It's a first-person shooter. That's what it is. I mean, well, what's
Battle
cool
Royale,
about
new thing.
Yeah, it's Battle Royale, but what's cool about this one is you can revive your teammates. Now, they're going to come out. Obviously, it's free to play. Now, obviously, there's going to be microtransactions. That does not. I listened to your ramblings the other day on that. I know you said you're on the fence. It is not. In no way, shape, or form help
intrusive.
You. It does not help you. No,
it's not intrusive either, I don't think. I mean, I didn't see anything about it. I thought
you got to go to a whole new tab just to even see it. They don't they don't shove it down your throat.
Yeah,
and neither does Fortnite either. But Apex, a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube have switched to start playing obviously because it's something new. So it's a battle royale. You got a map. The circle shrinks. The map gets smaller. There's a time limit. Now, the only mode you have at this point in time, and I'm sure there's going to be a patch soon, the only thing that you have now is you're on a squad of 3. Now, you can team up with people that you know or randoms. Now, what sucks about playing Fortnite with random people is if they don't have a mic, then you can't communicate if you want to play a squad-based game or match or, a duo or whatever. Now, on Apex, they have a system where you can ping locations, you can ping armor, you can ping guns, you can ping ammo, and where enemies are, and it'll communicate through the game, hey, enemies at this, or enemies at that, or I left a shield back there. And that's a way to get around, either if you're with people that are in another country or, or don't have a mic, they have headphones, they don't have a mic or don't want to talk. There's a lot of times where I don't want to talk to anybody when I'm playing because you guys that I play games with aren't playing what I'm playing a lot of the times,
Well, they did a real good job of that, too. It's not so much where you have to pull up a separate menu and then go, okay, go here, or, with your little D-pad or whatever. It's literally
you
R1
aim
twice, beep, beep, where you're aiming, and it'll say enemy, spotted enemy. So you're already looking there. That is so far, though, man. I mean, I will say this about the game. So I just talked about how the database is jacked up, but up to the point where you're talking, I love the character. The squad thing is really cool. I love how it gets you pumped where we're going to land. Somebody has to decide. You can relinquish that responsibility to find out if to be the guy that the jump master, so to speak, and then somebody suggests let's land here. Well, you jump down, you see these other squads, rocket it in too, and you're like, I'm not going to go here because I'm about to get blasted.
Yeah, it gets you pumped. You can there's 8. I think there's some unlockable characters, but all of them have a different ability to use. So if you really want to go all out and you guys want to get victories, I mean, there's some technique to picking, I think, the 3 different people, because you've got to you and Clearfire are much bigger on RPGs than I am, and that's just how I am. There is some I like. However, I think there's RPG aspects in about every game I play. Even battle royales. Well, not Fortnite, but Apex is, in the sense that you've got a healer. You've got a guy that can put up shields and shields and like a force field barrier around people. You've got people that have tracking things where they can hit a button and they can scan the environment to see if there's any enemies around. You have people that, when they push their special ability, they can send down supplies or health supplies. So, I mean, they've got
distinguishable classes.
They have distinguishable classes. They've got things working for them now. They don't have a solo mode. They don't have limited time modes. They don't have modes. What I've noticed, and Apex will follow suit as well. What I've noticed between when we used to play 360 and PlayStation 2, and even 3 or 4 years ago when we were playing on the newest consoles that we have now, is that because of the internet, because of Twitter, because of communities around the games that we have, such as Apex or Fortnite, the developers listen a lot to these people, especially ones that have a lot of influence with who are buying their product or microtransactions. So I'm sure there's going to be other modes. There's going to be solo. Excuse me. There's going to be solo modes. I'm sure there's going to be 4-man squads, and they'll probably have several different other options to play that won't get you frustrated. Because I'll say this, when I started playing Fortnite back in season 2, and I think we're in season 7 or 8 now, and that happens every month or every couple of months. I think the game's not even a year old. Now, there's totally another payable single-player campaign that you can co-op with people. But when Fortnite started out, you could play a solo, a duo, or a squad game. That's it. They had nothing else to it. There was nothing else. And then it started gaining popularity. And then folks like Ninja or Muzelk or, Myth or Tfue, these kind of guys that have really put it on the map, that have a humongous following on Twitch and and YouTube, they say, man, it'd be cool to do this. So now, because of that, Fortnite, you can still play the original game modes, but they always have some kind of 50 versus 50 limited time modes. They are so up to date with patching things. Like, I'll say this, like, there's the one I play a lot because these days where I play now is I don't really have time to put my headphones on and get real serious with it, because Gracie's running around the living room screaming, or she may fall or whatever I may need to go help with. So what they've done now, like you said in Apex, if your guy don't revive you, you're done. Then you spend all that time farming materials and gear, and then it's gone. Then you have to go start back. So with Fortnite, they have a lot of limited time modes now where if you die, guess what? You go right back into it with all the stuff that you had. So that puts the pressure off, and that's really good to give you time to practice a lot in those different game modes. So if you do want to be competitive and try to build your stats up in a solo mode or squad mode, then you have the option to do that in different game modes. I also applaud Fortnite and Epic Games for somehow finally, and I hope this is the future with other games, and I know it will be, they have cracked the code with these developers, and especially Sony, that the other day I played with a guy on a Nintendo Switch and another guy that was on an Xbox, and I was on a PlayStation. I mean, thank God. I mean, how awesome is that?
That's been out there for a long time, actually, that ability to do that.
But Sony hasn't wanted to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They all wanted to be in their own camps and thought they were the champions. 360, it goes in waves. PlayStation 2 was best. You've heard me say this on H&K, but PlayStation 2 was better than Xbox One in terms of sales. Then it flipped. 360 beat PS3. Now PS4 is beat. So who knows what's going to happen next? But anyway, while they're on top, they don't want to do that. Nintendo's just weird anyway, which they've kind of. But they've done it now, so that's good.
I need to get a Nintendo Switch. We're still rocking. I mean, my wife is a master at Ocarina of Time. I mean, she remembers that she remembers that whole game backwards and forwards. And I enjoy playing it. That's another thing that I miss about playing with y'all or because of the internet. I think it's like a double-edged sword. There's more connectivity than there's ever been before in gaming. Yep. With communities and people. However, does it take out the personal aspect of sitting in a room with a bunch of Doritos and Mountain Dews and your boys, and you're playing Halo all night, or you're playing Mario Kart, or you're taking turns? I'm pretty sure I invented Twitch by just watching Ian go through playing Zelda or Castlevania when I was growing up. I was just handing them Nintendo Power Guides, or hold on, dude, I'll get you a drink, just chill out, I got you, don't focus, son, focus, we got to get past this part. Where's Grant the Nasty at?
You had to figure it out, and that's part of the when you come to a hard part of the game or difficult part, and you got to figure it out. And now, if it's too hard, you just, strategy guides were out, and I think Coach RX said it best back in the day. He says, I know how strategy guides work. You get it for a very difficult part, but then as soon as anything's remotely difficult, you just look at the strategy guide again and you just move on. And a lot of people will just get a strategy guide and follow through the whole game. I mean, it's kind of like, why are you even playing the game? Why don't you just look at the strategy guide and read it, if you're not even going to try to figure stuff out. But yeah, absolutely, I see what you're saying. And I think we see this with Fortnite and Apex is kind of just, this is the cutting edge, at least for consoles, for this brave new world of gaming. And I'm all about permadeath in these games. When it comes to, like, SOCOM was a big one for us, and we won't get into it here too bad, but that is when, it's 8v8, and you die, you're dead till the next round. It's usually 3-minute rounds, so it's a good time to have. The standard was 5 minutes, but when you're dead, you're talking to all the dead people, and it's kind of like what you're saying. EverQuest, you've heard us say it on the EverQuest podcast about how, somebody did a whole report about why EverQuest was so popular was because there's so much downtime. But it's like that in SOCOM. When you're dead, you're talking to your dead bros. Yeah. And so you develop these communities. It's almost like the best of both worlds. I had some bros on there that I'd never met that I would consider, pretty good friends, that just from, playing SOCOM together. And we have our group, and that's more intimate, clan, because you're not just respawning and word. I mean, you play Call of Duty until the thing ends and you see the scores. You're kind of like, who was the hero of the game. But anyway, so I get that. SOCOM, when you die, you could watch, the guys that are still alive. So, but anyway, so I'm cool with that. And I don't, the battle royale just hasn't really hit me yet. And I played Fortnite, and I played it a lot. I mean, I say a lot. I mean, I played it a lot relative to how many I played Apex. And I thought Apex overall, the presentation and everything was a ton better. And if I got to pay a battle royale, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the whole thing with the database clean and get Apex working and play it more. Because I think it's cool at the very beginning, while you're signing in and you're getting your team and you're going to your server and the map's loading, it'll say, here's your champion. Boom. Yeah. And it hits you. That's awesome. They did a good job with this game, though, man. I mean, they really did. They seem to. This is the very beginning, like you said. They're going to keep patching it and keep it going. I think it's going to crush. What do you think it's going to crush Fortnite or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Fortnite's its own thing, because look, Apex is more close to a traditional, but minus the battle royale parts, it is more towards a traditional shooter. Fortnite is crazy in its own thing. Building. Now, I want you to play with me one time so we can go in there, because it is fun playing the easy limited time modes with friends, because they're, there's not a lot of pressure. You can just talk smack about your day or whatever. And the building is such a steep. That's what these people got so popular playing, because, I mean, they've done more. These people have figured out how to do these quick edits and all these builds. I mean, it's just it's like a different level added to the game, because, I mean, you could just, I mean, because, like, you could be the best shooter in the world. You can put a crosshair on a dude's head like it's going out of style. But then you have some little 15-year-old kid that's coming home after school every day, and he's going in creative mode on Fortnite, and all he's doing is practicing building and practicing building and practicing building. Because, like, these cats, I mean, I remember playing, and I can get out of most situations. If I get close to somebody, if I got to reload or do something, I mean, I can build my way out of a lot of things. But, like, man, they're putting you in boxes. They're throwing traps in there. Like, it's insane. I've seen so many YouTube people do challenges where it's like, oh, it's a no gun challenge, and they'll just literally kill people with traps and trapping folks in with materials. And I mean, it's like, it makes you feel like a complete loser. But I will say this: winning at Fortnite by yourself is like it's like you're fishing all day, or you're playing golf and you're having a terrible round, and then all of a sudden you freaking sink in like a 75-yard chip in for birdie, and you're completely re-energized. I think it's like a little taste of a little drug or something. Like when you get that win, it's like you did so much to get that one win, and that's what'll string you along till you get another taste of whatever joy you get out of winning that thing. I don't think Fortnite's going anywhere. I think there'll be a lot more battle royales coming out. I think I would like to, which I know they're developing some, and I wrote it down somewhere, but I would love to see some sort of battle royale come out on console that is like, like Melee in some form, like, or karate. I don't know.
There is one coming out.
I know, and I don't remember what it is. I didn't write it down because I wrote
some
it down.
medieval one. I put it on Facebook for H&K, but I was going to ask you this about Fortnite. So I won one. I say I won one. I didn't never do the, and I honestly don't know. It was one where it's like, I guess it was 50 versus 50. So our team won, and I got the last kill. I think I ended up getting like 8 or 9 kills that whole game, and got the last kill, and it's like, you win, and you placed second or first, so you're like, oh, I placed second. How did that? So I'm thinking it's 1 versus 99, but or whatever the number is for Fortnite. But there was really no way to differentiate. Like, I mean, nobody else knew I did good, as far as I could tell. I don't see how I ranked amongst my team. Is there stats at the end that I'm just missing how to get to?
Unlimited, yeah. Well, you can hit square and view your match stats, but
was that everybody?
You can hit start. You can hit the start button while you're playing, and it'll tell you how many kills everybody has on your team. That's about it. On a limited time mode with a big squad like that, it doesn't go on your record. Now, I mean, you can. I mean, it just because. I mean, you can I've screenshotted some just because I've had like a 20 kill game before, and I was like freaking ecstatic about it, even though it was on a limited time mode. I was just doing work with my blue pump shotgun.
So what is limited time mode? What do you mean with limited time?
So that's like that 50v50, like the team squads or team rumble, and then like sometimes they'll do there's one they do every couple weeks called Close Encounters, where you get jetpacks and shotguns only, and then they'll have one where it's snipers only, but the gravity's like, it's only at like 50%, so you don't get fall damage. You're bouncing around. You don't get shields. One shot, you're dead. And
that's cool.
I've won a bunch of those, and then sometimes they'll do like capture a flag kind of things where they'll have 3 or 4 posts that you've got to go like dance on till the disco ball gets raised up.
I've seen birthday cakes or something.
Yeah, and then they've got one. They've got one the other day, kind of, for Valentine's Day, where they did crossbows only, and then like a Cupid's like a crossbow only, 1 shot, 1 kill kind of thing. So I mean, they're trying a lot. And then they've got a whole new thing. They've got a creative mode now they've got a practice mode. You can go in with your friends, and it's just like a limited time mode where you can, you can die and come right back. And that's where you can practice building and doing all sorts of stuff. A creative mode, I'll have to send you some links. So this is, they've opened up the toy box, so to speak, for you to make your own maps. Now you can do anything you want. What's real popular right now on YouTube is these death races, these death mazes, and these YouTube creators are offering cash money to see if you can beat it. And it's just, you got like a time limit, and they've got these different levels, and these folks have gotten extremely creative. I don't know how they have time to do this. I mean, I guess that's what they do for a living, to get more content and views, but my God, I mean, they've got these, there's one guy that's on that FaZe clan, his name's Scissors, and he has these death runs that other YouTube guys try to get, and like it's extremely difficult. So I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, I don't want to stay on Fortnite forever unless you want to.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about, man. I mean, it's kind of rolls into, it's gonna, it's the same thing. It's just about a Royale craze, and from my perspective, because I played a little bit of Fortnite just to kind of see what it was, and I can see how it's popular. And the building aspect, was for me. And I've talked about one time. I'm old school shooter, so I pull up a sniper rifle. And I'm more of a strategy guy. Like, okay, I know he's probably going to run around here. You obviously got to know the stage. But if I get up here, I know people are going to be running because the storm's coming there, and you time it just right. And you're like, cool, and you see him coming, snipe, boom, boom, hit him, and then everything drops down. Do build a tower, like right there.
Yep.
Like what? Out in the middle of the field, and I just was like sitting all looking at him, like,
I know.
Wow, man!
I know, it's insane. And then, they've added a heavy sniper where you can have full health and shield in one shot.
I like that, but you got to find it. You got to hope it. You got luck, which that's fine. It's just a new way to do it, and so. But Apex, I love the characters. It's just like a scarecrow guy. I mean, I don't know any of their names, but
he's the one that can see. He can push his radar out, and I need to spend more time with Apex because I know the gun shrink system in Fortnite. It's based on colors.
Yeah, it's like that for us RPG elements.
Yeah, but this one I have no clue yet. I'm just picking up whatever. Yeah, I'm just
it's
picking
an unspoken standard rule: green, common, blue, rare, purple, epic, orange,
and
heroic.
Gold. Yeah, or orange. Yeah. See, I didn't know that because I don't have a cool mustache like you, so I don't know these. I don't know. Look,
most people don't.
I don't know if you're going to see Hollywood any near future, but this dude is beautiful. It's a beautiful sculpted mustache he's got. I mean, he's showing it to me right now.
And now it's like a pyramid. It comes down from here like that. And it's like perfect lines. I got a little level and put it there to make sure that bubble is in the middle. That's where I'm going to do that.
He looks very distinguished. I'll say that. I mean, he looks like if he told you about day trading stocks, I mean, I'd listen to him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's probably got like an old Jag, just hanging out
on the chalkboard.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
draw it up.
So I do like the battle royales. It's not as fun playing by myself, and you guys had jumped on that train enough to get on the building aspect because I like twitchy games like that. I like that kind of aspect because you can you have to think and be creative. It's just you're on a much smaller time limit than maybe if you're going into to playing a boss or something on a bigger scale game, RPG game or something. It's just very competitive. And anyway,
I love the competition. Rev got Fortnite the year before it came for free. You could buy it a year early, and he bought it and he played it a lot. And he's just trying to get me into it, and it's just like I'm not gonna. I downloaded it for free, and I was like, oh, I got it for free, man. I started playing. It's like, oh no, you want to play early? It's $50. I was like, oh, dude,
no.
Or whatever it was. And so I didn't. But the thing about those games is, and especially when we were, better at them, is we just got more time to play. We don't have as much time to play now.
No.
So I like games where I can stop them at any minute because you just never know when. The kid's going to come in the room or whatever. Somebody's going to need something or whatever. And it's more of a relaxing experience because that's kind of how I decompress nowadays. It's not.
Understand.
usually when I got, and I'm reminiscing right here, man. I mean, I just love getting off of work and going and just making a mixed drink or something and just sitting there and playing Call of Duty. And, you got to do, hey, when a certain time rolls around, everybody gets off work, Rev's going to pop in, Spam Javelin's going to pop in. That's Coastal's old name.
That's my old gamer tag. I want to tell y'all how I got that game. That name. That was my Xbox gamer tag, Spam Javelin. I'm just going to keep it PG, but here's the deal. On Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, back when you could go to the casino and gamble, if you went in the casino, you could bet on horse races. Well, one of the horses that won a lot was Spam Javelin. Now, I don't know why that stuck in my brain, but with a name like it's a terrible name, but it stuck. But just to hear somebody go, hey, Spam Javelin just killed me in Call of Duty. Are you kidding me? So, Coastal Minority, I just had to think about it when I got my PlayStation 4. I said, well, create a gamer tag. I'm like, oh crap. Okay. I'm half Filipino, minority, coastal. I'm on the coast. Okay, that's it. So, God, yeah, I know the same thing is we don't have enough time. So, before we get back on that, if you will give me an hour or two one day to play it on the big limited time mode where we playing with other people, or we can go creative mode, I think you'll like it a lot more. But yeah,
Rev is super competitive too. I mean, we've talked about him on Halo, and we were posted. If you haven't checked out we did the YouTube video with the tomahawks and all that, because that's kind of our thing. So what happened was we have we got real competitive back in the day. We try to win and all this, and then we started trickling off after we got married and had kids and all this. So then we weren't as good. So then we said, well, let's just kind of piss the people off that are good, start throwing tomahawks. And so we just started doing that because there's nothing more embarrassing than getting killed by a tomahawk in Call of Duty.
Especially the last kill.
Yeah, because everybody's got to watch it. Now people's names are etched in history forever because of the YouTube video. But but so that we started doing that way, and now if he gets back on there and I get on there, unless there's some way to do that, it's kind of harder to play. I mean, it's dude. If you're playing, he's playing. Clear, whoever. If a lot of our bros are playing, this is a different experience.
One of y'all,
that's more fun.
One of y'all taught me. I forgot which map it was, and I don't know if it was Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, or Black Ops. But there was one particular map, and I've got the kill like this probably 5 times. As soon as the match started, you said aim in the sky this way, because that's where they're spawning, and you'd get like a tomahawk kill. The very, you just throw that sun gun right in the air, and it's gone, and you get a kill. You get the first kill by hitting somebody in the toe with a tomahawk. Anyway.
Well, so if you go to the YouTube, I'll put the link in the description to see this tomahawk video. At very first, it opens it with Black Ops 1. It'll say something like Black Ops 1 introduced the tomahawk. Black Ops 2 reduced flight, or took off the drop, because it used to drop pretty significant in the midair. They reduced that drop off in Black Ops 2, and then it'll go to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But anyway, I mean, not Modern Warfare, World War 2. But anyway, Black Ops 1, the very first video, open it up. It's at Nuketown, and you hear the dun 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 dun. And it's like, let's go. I did not add that. That is straight from the game, and because that's how early in the match it is. It goes dun dun dun. That's right when it started.
It's still going, yeah.
Yeah, and so the music's still even playing, and I slow it down where you can see a tomahawk in the air, because it's that exact same thing where you threw it right over the top of the bus. Boom! Hit this dude before the intro music even stopped.
Oh my gosh!
And so that's a bad start for him, but those were the things that were so fun. I had so many people quit by throwing it over the top of the buildings and stuff. But anyway, that was because if you quit, it's hard. I don't think you can get a replay on it, because it's harder to get that replay because he'll disappear or something. I don't remember how it worked, but it was something bad. But that's kind of how we were with these shooters, and we really liked them. And it seemed to be a natural evolution of shooters to just jump into Fortnite and Apex. But here's the difference too. Fortnite is more cartoony, goofy. We're just gonna party to have fun. Apex is more serious.
Yeah, and I'm not that serious of a guy at all.
Yeah, I like the way that the people talk. Oh, somebody got killed over here. Oh, we're having, they'll be, your squad will talk to you, and it sounds like they're talking to you on a headset. It's pretty cool.
I tell you what, though, you can't teabag good in Fortnite. I'm just telling you, the body disappears too quick. You can't get a good one in like you could. Man. They got dances and emotes now that you do to embarrass somebody. But I mean,
I can't believe they don't have a teabag dance yet.
Was there nothing more gratifying than just dropping down and doing work on somebody's dead body?
Well, it's like to me, if I know a guy and me, if I know that this guy's killing me every time, or I'm killing him. This guy's, the best thing is when you just keep killing this guy and then he kills you once and comes in as a teabag. So that way you're pissing him off. It works the opposite effect, but that's what's so funny about it. But if it's this guy going around teabagging everybody, it is annoying, man. You kind of like, oh my gosh, I got to get this guy. Yeah, it's part of a strategy. I mean, it's emotional based, it makes you all rage. I don't care what happens. I'm going in to get him.
Yeah, but I do like a good teabag every now and then. So, and it's funny because in my line of work, I sell food to restaurants and hotels and nursing homes. I sell everything from gloves to restaurant equipment to beef and all that. But when an old lady is on the phone ordering her in person, she says, I need a teabag. It's hard for me to contain myself. Now, I will say this: some of the younger people that I work with that have restaurants, when they do it, they giggle before they say it because they know. Yeah. And I look at them, they go, "I need a tea bag." I said, "What? What do you need? You like right now?" I said, "Well, I'm not there. I can be there in 10 minutes." He goes, "Son, you know what I'm talking about." So, anyway,
so let's talk about the. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about on Apex, though.
Sure.
There seems to be, as a brand new player, and you're probably used to this on Fortnite, but it is, and you always wonder, like, just for example, I'm talking about technology and people getting older, and so you always kind of go, man, this just seems so complex with all this stuff, which is easy to figure out, but you got your helmets, you got your armor, this is like 6 different types of grenades, and I got health packs and a shield packs and all this. It's a ton of menus that just when you get thrown into the game to figure out.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be like, man, it's not that I can't figure it out. It's like, I don't feel like taking the time to figure this out.
I agree.
And just because I was talking about the old people with technology, you don't want to be like, the only reason I don't want to figure it out because I'm getting older, thinking like that. I mean, I just remember my parents were in the, this is just so all over the place, I know, but it's just funny.
Isn't this smooth ramblings? That's what it's about.
Yeah, we're
right?
rambling.
I got a whole list of stuff that I have written down that has nothing to do with Apex. But anyway.
But the Apex is the cornerstone of the ramble.
Yeah.
But I remember I put a deep in we always watch VHS, go to Video Visions, get a VHS, go to Jitney Jungle, get a VHS, and then they had the DVDs. Pops, go play some pool and get a VHS, and then they had DVDs. So put a DVD in for my mom and dad. One time they're like, "How do you get this thing to work?" I was like, "I'll do it for you." I put it in there, and I just kind of go do my thing, come back, man. It's like 15, 20 minutes later, dude, and it's still on that menu screen for them to push play. I'm like, "What are y'all doing?"
Yeah,
they're like, "We're waiting for it to start." Well, you got to push play. It's not like a VHS, but you're kind of like, how are you going to sit there the whole time and not figure you had to do something, But I guess what my point and what I'm getting at is, if you play Fortnite, or any of these types, and you get on Apex, is it just second nature that you know what these things are or whatever, or is it?
Yes.
Is it complete? Yeah.
I'll say this. So.
I mean, I'll pick up there'd be a stock for a gun. Like, I don't even know if I got that gun or what. I just pick it up anyway, and sometimes it throws something down.
So what I noticed was, if you've played any shooter, all the controls are almost the same, except when it comes to Fortnite. But as far as Apex goes, in Fortnite, you just you hit square to pick up everything. Same thing in thing. All right, same thing in Apex. You switch guns with triangle or your Y button. Same thing on Call of Duty as it is in that. Now the only thing that I've noticed, and like I said, I haven't played 100 hours of it, but when you pick up shields and helmets or a different level shield or body armor, but when you walk up to it, it'll say your armor's better, or it'll say yes, or it'll say your armor's not. You need to pick up this one. It doesn't do that on the guns. That's where, if you're like in the beginning, if you're away from people, you have time to read it. But the only thing I've noticed, I don't know which guns are better. All I know is I've noticed they've got different colors based on what ammo type. So shotgun's red, light ammo for like automatic weapons, green, I think, and heavy or one of the two. It'll say sniper this, but if I have an AR in my hand, right, or AR class or whatever, and I go up to another one, it doesn't say this one's better unless I haven't taken the time to read. When you can do that on Fortnite, it'll have a system based on, like, it'll tell your damage points. This one will be like 100.
Will it have a stock, and you try to pick the stock up, says you don't have this weapon? You know what I'm saying? Will it just tell you that?
Yeah.
I guess you can sit there and read it too, but what I would do is pick it up and look down the scope. Did anything change? And I think, now
definitely
with now you don't.
Definitely with the scopes, it does. You can swap them out. But I think if you pick up a backpack, you can store it and it'll add on later, to whatever said weapon. You can hold it. You can just pick it up, or if you already have something, you already have them attached. Let's say you have a butt stock on a weapon, and you come up to another one, you'll have to hold it instead of tapping it to switch it out. Like, you only have one slot for that, So, I mean, you just have to take the time to look.
Yeah, and that just comes with nature. It comes, after playing it, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, My Name is Mud pulled up a menu that had 10 different places, 10 different little item slots for who knows what. And I'm like, dude, you're getting shot at and all this. You're going to sit there and heal or whatever. How are you going to do all that? Of course, he was doing that. But, for somebody I just wonder the learning curve, or if it's just like second nature for people that have played these types of games. But to me, it's just like, man, that is a lot. And it's always been like that with the difference between Call of Duty. Usually people are in a camp for Call of Duty or Battlefield. And so Battlefield seems cool. War Chief Gaddy, a friend of ours, he always played Battlefield. He's like, man, get on there. It's like, all right. And I'd get on there and try to play it. And EA servers have always been bad for me. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. When I was in my old house, they would never connect. And it was just, you have these weird things. Like, some reason, when Dead Aim Colt would join us on 360, or even on PlayStation, for some reason, every time he joins our party, I get kicked. I got 30 seconds and we're going to play, and then all of a sudden it's going to disconnect. I don't know why it is. It's one of these weird things, IP address, clashing or something. But anyway, so Battlefield, we join in, and it's always the same thing, man. It's like, okay, we're going to go, here's where the action is. And again, I try to do the strategy thing. So, okay, I'm going to go around on this hill. I'm a sniper, so I'm going to creep up. So I see where all the shooting's going on. I try to see where they're not focusing, and I'll climb up and kneel down and crawl across this field or whatever. And then, boop, got sniped. And it's like, dude, I just took 15 minutes to get set up, and I can't. So that kills it for me, man. That's hard for me.
Well,
Call of Duty's right back in the action.
Call of Duty will throw you back in. Battlefield, I didn't play as much Battlefield. That map was so freaking huge, man.
They're huge, yeah. But they start you on your squads and stuff. You can do that. And I was hoping that, I guess he can do that, in Apex too, if one of your bros take you to those revive stations or whatever. So you can die, and they can revive you on the spot, or even if you don't get revived, you turn into a coffin or something. They can pick that coffin up, take you to a revive station, and then bring you back that way.
Yes, if you're knocked down.
So as long as your squad's going, you're going.
If they knock you down, they have time to revive you. If they kill you, you can go to a respawn area, and then when you get back to that respawn area, some chests or some loot crates are there, And I think one time it felt like I got the same stuff back, but they'll have health and shield and armor and some guns waiting on you when you get there. And then of course your teammates can point or drop stuff for you as soon as you get revived. So that's a cool aspect. I would like to see a battle royale where I don't know if this will ever happen, but like what would be cool is if like, you know, you could create your classes in Call of Duty and other games. Now, battle royale, obviously you start from scratch, but it would be cool if you picked up a certain gun if you already had your, you know, kind of perks or whatever maybe attached to it. I think it'd be a neat thing because it'd be something you're used to, you know, or you know, Fortnite, they take that part out of it where you don't have to think about anything. You just pick it up. It's either got a scope or it doesn't. It either is a shotgun or it's not, you know.
And that's a good point. You know, the thing about Call of Duty is, and the only reason I keep bringing Call of Duty up, I don't think it's like the greatest shooter or anything necessarily. That's the one I've played. You know, it depends on, you can really fine tune your character to your play style. Like, all right, absolutely. I like to get up close and personal. I like to throw tomahawk, so I get a shotgun with that. So I get what is it, scavenger, so I can pick up more tomahawks or whatever, you know, stuff like that. And I know I'm not going to live to past 5 kills, so I don't need, you know, some kind of crazy kill streaks or whatever, you know, stuff like that. But Fortnite is just a crapshoot, and Apex is similar. And so you can't really fine tune it, and that's just a different way to play. It's not necessarily better or worse, because you know you're going to have to adjust your play style. Because then you got these quick snipers that all they do is snipe. So now maybe he didn't get the sniper rifle this time. You know,
yeah, maybe
so it works both ways.
Maybe he's searching for that. That's where it just goes straight on skill on a lot of times, unless you just have time to go farm up as much stuff as you can. And it's a crapshoot with the loot crates too. You don't know. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what's laying around. Which, you know, there's minimal things laying around Fortnite. Fortnite has chests everywhere now. When I'm playing Apex, stuff's on the ground scattered everywhere, and every now and then you'll find something. I mean, they'll alter that, I'm sure.
Did you get the Mozambique shotgun?
No.
In Apex?
I don't think so.
You didn't hear my last smooth rambling. I talked about the Mozambique shotgun. It's supposedly the worst gun in the game, and it's so bad that it's like very low ammo, hardly any damage, and it's kind of a joke in the community. But it's so bad that people are embarrassed to even be seen running with it. It's like, wow. It's apparently so. Mozambique. Yeah, I saw one. I saw one there. They're everywhere. They make you pick
I may have had one because I know I picked up double or triple barrel shotgun. Looks like a little handheld, like a little.
Yeah, is that green looking? I think that's it. I guess it's even more embarrassing to get killed by it. You know,
I think that would be the most embarrassing thing, and you will soon I guarantee you're going to see challenges on YouTube videos where they're saying, okay, this is the Mozambique challenge. I'm going to win a whole game. Destroying folks with the Mozambique or whatever. I mean, you know, and then like people like Stone Mountain 64 and Darkness, I can't remember his name. They've put out videos like, you know, tips on how to get started and then what guns are what.
I need to watch that.
You know, that's the stuff. I think I got into Fortnite so much because I watched a lot of people to see what they were doing beforehand. Because if you just go in there and you've never seen anything or watched anybody that's good at it, the Call of Duty is different. But these games, it is a learning curve. Same thing with what you're talking about your parents with the DVD. We laugh at them at the time because they were waiting on to press play. But we are from the generation where we get to have perks and classes and different attributes from a Call of Duty or a Battlefield or whatever. And that's not where it's going. It's going in a different direction where because they base a lot of these games or make a lot of these games so they have content to create one thing, and then they have this is the next generation of people who are playing games competitively for real money. You know, in where you know you got to start at a level playing field. It's just how things are evolving. But I don't think Call of Duty is ever going to go anywhere. I don't see it going anywhere. But there's also a new space for this like there is for sports
Absolutely.
games and racing games, and you've got Sims and arcadey for most different genres. So
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's definitely the future of competition, and certainly Twitch and everything brings in a whole different spin to it. I think Ninja makes like $3 million a month or something, maybe more than that.
Ninja does the Twitch Prime. Now he's got endorsements, and then plus the regular subs, you get money for that. I'm just waiting for some live streaming from Holliwood Coal coming up. When's that happen?
You will never see that. Not like that. I can't deal with that, man. Everybody that does that for money, I've heard so many horror stories about that, man.
It takes your life over.
It has to, because people like Ninja. I mean, I read his whole thing, like a little bio, that he gets up in the morning, goes and eats breakfast with his wife, and that's their only time they get to spend together till. And then they talk about business stuff, decisions or whatever. His wife does all the business stuff for him. And then he goes and plays Fortnite from like that lunchtime till 3 a.m, something like that. And if he's not on one day, or like let's say he went to
he'll
do
lose
an interview.
Subscribers.
Yeah, he went to do a interview, and it's an hour long. And just by being there an hour, he lost 72,000 subscribers. Now, this is out of millions, okay? He's got millions. But out of that 72,000, that cost him, like $150,000, just because he lost those, whatever the equation is, So anytime he goes and does anything, he has to say, they say, "Hey, Ninja, you want to be on Smooth Ramblings?" He's like, is it going to garner me another 100,000 followers? Because I'm going to lose 70,000 just by being on your show. Unless it's going to get me 100,000, there's no need. He's going to lose money just by coming on here. It's just stuff like that. People think they're like stuck up or something, but it's really not. They lose all their money.
Yeah, and I guarantee you he's lost a ton, because he's up Apex's butt right now. But he's he come from shooters like that. He just happened to be extremely good at Fortnite. He's really not even play a lot of pro matches like a lot of these other folks play, but he may lose a lot of his younger subscribers or any subscribers because he's riding the Apex train right now, and he's not sticking with his fan base of Fortnite.
Now, what do you think about this? So you ever heard of Helen Alive?
No.
A girl named Helen Alive. Okay, I didn't either till this. So she said on her Twitch, there's only 2 genders. And she got banned from Twitch. Now, I heard that she has kind of said a lot of other offensive things first, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, but she's not saying it. I put her on Twitter, and she's, "No, nobody's talking to me. How do I talk to them or whatever?" And then somebody called, was getting pinned down by a sniper, and this guy seems to be, I mean, who knows? I don't know anything personally about these people, but he called somebody a fag because they pinned him down by a sniper or something. They banned him.
What?
Do you think that they should ban people that easily, or do you think it should be a little bit more free speech? I mean, obviously, if you're setting out to be hateful is one thing, but if you just, under the heat of the battle, and you call somebody something. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just thinking about that.
I'll say this. I think that I don't know what is going on between our generation and the ones right after us, but I mean, if you fart the wrong way, somebody's going to get offended. And in the heat of the moment, I mean, the things that were said to me when we were playing against people, or I can't even say we're Smooth Ramblings is running a clean show here, people. I can't announce it, but if you've ever played Modern Warfare 2 or any games back in the day, you were called anything under the sun. I mean, your mom was the worst person. She was like the king stripper prostitute of your town. She had to put her belt on with a boomerang. Every time she turned around, a new season was here. She talked about your mom. Then they talk about you. Then they talk about how much how much you like putting genitalia in your mouth. You know, I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, I'm not going to say how they say it unless you want to hear this the whole time. Yeah. But, you know, so people get offended, and I don't understand why you would get offended over saying something that you believe in, because if you're going to sit here and tell me that you're offended on this, but then go back and say, you know, we're here about the Constitution, or we got rights, and we have if we have the right to say that you were a man that was born a man that wanted to be a woman, now you don't see yourself as anything, and now how is that any more fair? And somebody wants to say that there's only two things, because that's what they believe in, and that's what you believe in. Right, I think that
who's to say who?
For a Twitch thing, you know, I'm gonna this involves Twitch, this involves YouTube, anything. You are never ever in your life going to please everybody at the same time. Right. It's never going to happen. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think you should say whatever you want. You know. Like
I said, if you're setting out to be hateful, it's one thing. There's no need to be hateful on purpose. Like, I'm really trying to make people mad and make them feel bad about whatever. But but like you said, whatever, we're just talking trash back and forth. I mean, that should be protected by the Constitution, which it is. But you know, at some level, people have to learn to. You're going to have to develop some sort of skin. Nobody cares about your feelings, and you know, like you just said, you could be the nicest person in the world, and somebody's going to find a reason to hate you.
Absolutely.
So you're just going to have to learn how to take that and keep rolling.
I ask my brother, and I ask you. You guys have served our country, and we appreciate that, and are still serving. And like, that's what, you know, I bring up the end stuff like that. Sometimes I said, you know, they don't support you, or they bash you for being in the military or whatever. And he goes, you know, the crappy part is, he goes, that's your right. He goes, I served this country so you could talk bad about me, but you have that right to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, so I think a lot of people.
But see, this is the thick skin part of it. I mean, it's quite honestly, it's like my kid saying, "You're ugly." I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. You know, because it's coming from a kid. And when somebody says something that's just out in left field, you just kind of look at it and go, you always got to look at the source. And that's why, I mean, let's just be honest here. People get offended when one group of people says something and the other doesn't. It's because they all of a sudden feel, you know, like if I tell a kid he's ugly, that hurts his feelings, because I'm an adult and I'm a big, you know, I'm
You're
smarter.
A big boy. You're a big boy, Hollywood.
But somebody that is not a big boy says you're ugly, it doesn't mean anything to me. No. And so if it's something that, if somebody feel like they're being looked down on, essentially trying to say, if you are offended easily, then it's because you feel like you're less than. And that's a problem that needs to be addressed internal.
Ooh, you need to turn that section from smooth ramblings to deep ramblings.
Oh, it's always deep.
I tell you what, I'm going to go on record saying I don't believe any man, woman, or child will ever go to Holliwood Coastal and say, "You're ugly," because you're not.
Because of the stash. Yeah, the stash protects me from a lot of things, man. It's face armor. It's so funny because people don't know how to take you with the stash. That's one of the reasons I like it. Everybody kind of goes, "Is this guy serious with his stash?" You know.
Well, and they can take it. Sometimes it don't fit contextually. Let me say this. So, my brother, John, his friend when we were in college had a wedding. Okay, it's a big deal. It's a big Southern wedding. You know, you go off to do your bachelor's trip, and you got all these pictures. John grew the biggest Sam Elliott mustache you could ever imagine.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. Like he said, I'm growing this for the wedding, and she's gonna hate it. Like the wife's gonna absolutely hate it, and that's why he did it, just to get a laugh and do it. But I want to tell you something. This is when we were in college, and we went to work out. If you've got Nikes and gym shorts on and an Under Armour shirt and just a mustache, it's really, sometimes it's when I looked at John, I said, John, you need to put some boots on or something, son. I mean, it's weirding me out right now because I don't think it's hard. Listen, like Hollywood's pulling it off, y'all.
You don't see them. You never see them.
You don't see mustache anymore unless it's an old guy, that's about to get on and bale some hay or something. I mean, I don't, it's hard to pull out. It's hard to pull off. And then if you're growing up as a teenager, man, you start getting that stash. It's like, hey, I'm growing up. And it's hard to pull it off. You're doing it. You're doing it justice. I'm never going to wear a mustache. I can't do it. I have one, but I also have a beard.
Trying to visualize. Yeah, you gotta have that stash going, man. They you got to think about it, man. Firefighters, police, military. The only facial hair they allow is a stash. There's a reason for it.
Can you not Can you not have a goatee? Or
nope. So you have to have. It has to be inside your. It just says inside the reg says like inside the. You can't go past your mouth right here. Okay. But what does that mean? We always try to push the reg here because if you open your mouth and try to just shave it right there, but then you close it, it looks like it's over your side. So it can't go over the side and it can't go over your lips. So you got to keep that trim and you got to keep it trimmed. So it kind of looks like the Hitler stash is what everybody thinks it looks stupid. And a lot of people wear it just because it looks stupid. Like they say, you can't let me. Why are y'all thinking of this? Where did this reg come from? I'm going to wear it just to prove your reg is stupid. But anyway, I got inspired because we had this hurricane, and so everybody was off or running around, but they didn't have to come into work. They're out, most of the time we were just helping each other, all of our squadron out for having, places to live or cutting trees or whatever, man. And they're still picking up debris here. But anyway, people would come back to work, and they'd shave everything but their stash. And there was one dude named Howdy. His name's Podner. But it call signs Howdy, and he had this massive burly gray, and there's no reg for how far past your nose it goes, So it was like out here, dude. And I was like, that is the rowdiest stash I've ever seen in my life. And then I usually wear a stash for like 3 weeks and I cut it off. I get tired of it, but I've had this one for like 2 months now. Well, because of Howdy's stash.
I think it looks fine. I mean, I didn't know that. I knew that I know you got to keep your hair a certain way. I didn't know. I didn't know about the facial hair. I didn't know. Now looking back, a lot of people I went to college with, like I was in the band in college, I was in the marching band, all that. A lot of people were ROTC reserves, and then they went on. Then a lot of them had mustaches. That makes a lot of sense now. And it looked just like yours, or close to it. That makes a lot more sense.
That's why.
And then I noticed a lot of people who retire, like I can't wait.
They get beards.
I can't wait when my brother's. This is his 20th year. I think he may be getting out. I can't wait. Now, he ain't gonna grow. Like us being half Filipino, it is hard. It is hard to do what I have done. I still got
yours looks full. It looks good.
It's pretty full now, but I mean that growth period is horrendous. But I don't. Some people can grow a full beard in a week or a day or 2 days.
Well, but, the Canadians now can grow beards in their military.
Because of the weather?
Just Canadians in general can now grow beards. No, like the Canadian military. The Canadian military can grow beards, and they can smoke weed now.
They can smoke weed. They have free health care. Health care, and they've got...
they can work with a bunch of Canadians now.
Do you?
Yeah. But the British have a weird reg. Theirs, they say, you get your bonus, and they go down here. They can go down. It's like the dude off of the very first Call of Duty. It comes all the way down and connects to your mustache and goes across.
That's sweet,
man. Those are sick. I was like, I'd have that. That'd be the first thing I did. Get that going.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, man. You can have that going. And I wonder how shaggy it'll get, too. That'd be awesome.
That's my problem. I need to find a beard trimmer. I want to keep the shape. I just want to cut it down without it.
See, I can't have mine that thick. I have to shave it. But they have a place here now in Panama City Beach called, I found it by accident, it's called House of Handsome.
Nice.
And it's where you get my hair. I got my hair cut there last. And a dude that just retired from the military too had a huge beard. I just knew him, and he was laid back in there trimming it up for him. They'll get a straight razor there and do that. That's illegal in Florida now, but they got because I don't know, because of AIDS or something. But like they'll now, but if you've been doing that before, you get grandfathered in. So they've been here for a long time. But the sign for that store is just a shrub shaped like a mustache on the top. There's no words or anything.
That's
man. And
awesome.
A lot of memes about facial hair and everything. It's great. It's really cool. But it made me proud to have a stash, and that's probably kept the life of the stash at least another couple weeks.
I have some beard oil I put in my beard in the morning. It smells good. I'm not full hipster. I'm not any hipster. I don't wear plaid. I don't have skinny jeans, but I do try to get this beard in shape because I want to keep it. We have a place which I haven't been. I'm more of a sports clips kind of guy, or a local
like sports clips.
Yeah, I do too. We should own one. What? But anyway,
I'll try to open one up in Destin. Well, and they said that anyway.
Yeah, sorry. We're rambling, right? And this is the form. So they have one now, and I know they've had them everywhere in Florida and New York, I'm sure. But we finally got one in Jackson where you go in there and they do old school, the leather strap and the things. But they've got a full bar. They got a full bar, and I mean it'd be cool to have things. I would love to have something themed like that where you can have retro gaming or any games and food and stuff. And
I would too,
because in a lot of old neighborhoods, the barbershop was the cornerstone of the community, right. Or at least one of them. So, but anyway.
The thing that they gave me some man, I wish I had. I wish I had. We hadn't talked in forever, me and Coastal. But anyway, I got some stuff called Layrite, and it's like this.
What is it?
It's called Layrite, Layrite, and it's got a pinup girl on it, and it's like some stuff you put in your hair to make it not look like wet. It's not like LA Looks gel that's used to buy at Eckerd's. It's like a
whoa! Did you just say Eckerd's?
Yeah, it's real nice.
Show your
down
age
there by Sunflower, and and so they you put that in there, but it smells like cigar smoke. No, it smells like pipe smoke, dude. Pipe tobacco, and it's not meant to. But I was like walking around the base or whatever, walking around my unit, and I'm like, God, somebody's smoking a pipe in the smoke pit. And I was like, man, dang, dude, I forgot about that. And I used to smoke a pipe sometimes, and I hadn't smoked anything in, 4 years.
Disclaimer, pipe you can get at Eckerd's, not on the street. Yeah,
it's a wooden pipe, it's tobacco. And so, and I smelled it again like the next day. I'm like, God, what is that, man? I was like, oh, that's my hair, dude. And dude, it makes me want to smoke a pipe again.
Heck
and I was talking to my wife about it. But it was, it smells so good, dude. But at the bottom, after you get all the stuff and you're done with it, it's like a little pinup girl on the bottom of it. And it looks like an old school
can
hair gel thing. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Like Dapper Dan.
This place is awesome. And yeah, and they got beer on Fridays, whiskey on Fridays, or whatever. It's kind of like what you're talking about. They finally opened up like pedicures. They got like a hangover cure they do, but they give you like real massages at the end, like on your shoulders, and then they get like some stuff put on the back of your neck and stuff. It's really cool.
Have you seen this thing where these barbers are like setting your hair on fire while they're combing it and all that? Have you seen all that junk?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't trust that.
They're like, it's the craziest thing. But I tell you, it's a good, if that old school technique where they're alcoholing or they're rubbing on your neck or doing that kind of, I love that. That's the stuff that I hate. I hope don't go away.
It ain't gonna go away. If it does, it's coming right back, man. I mean, as long as it's legal to still use that straight razor.
I can't believe that. I guess I could see the point.
It's just in Florida.
Well, Florida's weird. I like how a lot of talk shows, they have like Florida news because they talk about how many weird news stories come out of Florida.
Yeah. Well, now this is just from, I didn't look this law up or anything, but this is just from some stylist that was cutting my hair. It's like, I got an idea for a business. And they were like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Can't do the straight razor. So they did it in Georgia, too. And I was asking, does anybody ever come get a straight shave here? Because $20 at House of Handsome, that's expensive. But for a shave. But and he goes, yeah, some old guys come in, before their golf game or whatever. I was like, dude, that is just so sick. That'd be so awesome to get up in the morning, go to a golf game. I'm retired, get a nice shave, trim. That's just a pretty relaxing day.
That's just like part of your routine. Then you got to meet with all the men at McDonald's to drink coffee for 5 hours, and then you're jacked up on caffeine, and your bladder's gone to crap because you've got to pee like 38 times because of all the coffee you're drinking. I can't wait for that day. I love thinking about new businesses, and I think that would be a good one. I've always
I need to talk later.
Yeah, I'm a big dreamer, so I like having all sorts of different businesses going on. I've got a few right now, but it's just fun to think, because you think of things that you want to do, or oh man, I wish we had that, and then you're like, I want to do it. And then here comes the government. No, you may give somebody AIDS by doing a straight razor.
Yeah, like I put it in that blue liquid and it kills all the AIDS. And I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know.
That stuff is stuff's strong. I don't know what's in that.
I don't know,
that
man.
Blue liquid, and you know what? That blue liquid, that that stuff's probably been there for 30 years.
You don't even know. Got dead AIDS cells floating around all in there, man.
You don't even know what's in that. It's like, what is this? Like, we don't know. It's been here since we bought the building. We just go with it.
It kills everything, though.
So,
well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude. I'm glad that you can do this, and hopefully we'll be able to get a lot more done, man. And I think you're going to do an H&K next. I think you had a good idea for dropping some Avengers, since the new movie Endgame's coming out soon, and we all played the old school Captain Marvel or Captain America on Nintendo. Get that going.
I'm excited for that. I'm going to play it. I'm going to I know there's a few Avengers games that were the newer ones, or I know there's a awesome looking one coming out that they've done very little trailers on. Have you seen that? It's new... like, I think it's going to be like I don't know. I think
it's the Marvel thing, Ultimate Alliance. Those are fun. Those are fun to play with multiple people too.
Those are fun. No, I think that's going to be it, but I don't think it's going to be that kind of setup of a game, like the overhead or whatever. The overheads, team base. I just think it'd be cool to do it. Avengers is coming out. There's so many theories, for somebody to take a movie universe like that and to build everything up for the past 11 years on one movie, that's going to be insane. I hope they do it justice. I know they do it justice. And what's cool is, we have all these theories and stuff because they're not going straight from the comic book, and you just have no idea what's going to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it'd be cool to play it. I was a Hawkeye guy. I just like staying back and shooting folks, which I think he's going to be Ronin. I think his family got dusted in the decimation in the snap, so I think he'll be in his
original.
He's an OG. You notice the OGs all stayed, so I'm anxious to see how.
And one more guy that I saw stayed that wasn't an OG.
Who?
Do you remember who it was?
Rocket Raccoon.
Yes, right. He stayed.
Yep.
So I thought it was only the OGs, but he was. I guess it is and him.
And Ant-Man will be back. I mean, I think the quantum realm's going to play a huge role. Here's another, and I know you're trying to get off, and I'll say this: Captain Marvel's coming out next month. Captain Marvel is supposed to be by far the most powerful one in the thing. I do not, however, think that they're going to do a bullcrap move and let her just beat Thanos just coming in out of nowhere. I don't know how that's going to play out. I'm sure it'll be the same scenario where
it'll be teamwork and all that.
Captain Marvel's going to come back, and she's not going to know what's going on, and Thor or somebody be there, and then they're going to end up fighting each other, and then they'll be on the same team. I think that's what'll happen.
And Captain Marvel has this big secret weapon that she's going to use. We think it's going to work, and it doesn't work at the end, and then they get all, kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator. They go back to the basics, and somehow just good old-fashioned teamwork and working together and camaraderie wins the day.
I want to say this now so it's on the record. Here's what I think is going to happen. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, their contracts are up. So one of them's going to go out. I think they're either going to separate those stones, or they're going to go back to Eitri, to Peter Dinklage's character, and they're going to forge something. They're going to have another Infinity Gauntlet, or it's going to be an Iron Man suit or in the shield or something, and they're going to but Thanos can take that. He hurt himself bad. I think one of the OG guys are going to pull it off in the end as far as Thanos is concerned. That's what I'm saying. But I just want to have it on the record to say that before, and I'm going to be completely wrong, but just in case
I think Captain America is going to get the gauntlet, and he's going to have the choice to be the good heart or use it for his own personal, whatever motivations. And so that's the old school, man. That ain't going to happen. But you could see that happen. That's the old movie way where there's actually a good guy.
Well, at the end of Captain America, the First Avenger, he looked at that locket with Peggy Carter's picture in it before he sunk the ship in the ocean, airplane, and the last teaser trailer on the Super Bowl, it showed that again. So I'm thinking he's gonna try to
he can go back in time.
I think he's gonna sacrifice himself just like he did to hide the Tesseract. I mean, I'll save all that for the other podcast. I know
it's good stuff, man.
I could talk to you for 8 hours if we had time. I would do it.
Well, all right. Well, cool, man. Y'all go check out some of the YouTube videos we got. Holliwood Cole.
Yes.
YouTube HNK EXP is the HNK one. I try to put a few videos on there every so often. This will probably just be a raw play. I don't have any Apex Legends playthrough. If it did, it'd be jittery. So it wouldn't have anything worth it, and I'd be getting killed every time. All you would see on the playthrough is me get looting and then get killed. So
that's what I want. I want us to get on there and you film it to see how bad we do.
If we get it working, I'll definitely. I usually record all my play stuff, and I might do that one, and we'll play it, and then I'll come back and add some video to this podcast, kind of like I do with Nick Thimianos.
I've got some sweet Fortnite clips saved, some snipes and different things. If I don't have a YouTube channel, I don't have a Facebook page, I don't have anything. Go check me out, Coastal Minority. I don't have anything. I'm just here to hang out and ramble smoothly with Holliwood.
That's what we're here for, man. Smooth ramblings. All right, well, cool. Appreciate you guys listening, and thanks again for joining, man.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me. See y'all.
Bye.